Hello, and welcome to the Grower Pesticide Certification Program pre-course video. Concern for the environment has prompted the Ontario Government's Food Systems 2002 program to set a goal of reducing pesticide use by 50% early into the next century. One way of achieving that goal is to update the knowledge of growers about the proper use of pesticides.
Such simple things as knowing the proper application rate, or how to calibrate your sprayer, or even how to use the information included on the product label is important to the proper use and handling of a pesticide product.
Recognizing that it has been some time since many growers have been to school, Centralia College, in cooperation with the Ontario Pesticide Education Program and the Literacy Branch of the Ontario Ministry of Education, has developed this pre-course workbook and companion video.
These materials are designed to help adults review their math and reading skills before taking the Grower Pesticide Safety Course. If you have trouble, work with a family member or friend, or take this workbook and video to your local adult learning center. Your local high school, community college, or local library will have information on the adult learning center in your area.
And remember, careful use of pesticides will not only prevent harmful effects on the environment, it will prevent unnecessary and tragic accidents.
Don't forget to check the answers in the back of the book.
Okay, thank you.
If you haven't been in a classroom for a while, the Grower Pesticide Safety Pre-course should help you get over some of the jitters you might be feeling before taking the certification program offered by Ridgetown College. The workbook and the accompanying videotape complement each other, so it is now possible for you to successfully complete this pre-course preparation at home. Before we get started, let's take a moment to go through the workbook. The workbook is made up of two sections. The first section contains math worksheets, which will help you prepare for the exam at the Grower Pesticide Safety Course. The worksheets show you different kinds of questions and the math you need to answer them. This video was designed to lead you step by step through the workbook, so the best approach is to watch the video at the same time as you work through the exercises. Keep in mind that if you prefer to measure your field in hectares, you can do only those questions. If you prefer to measure your field in acres, you can work only on those questions. In either case, you may find a pocket calculator will help you do the math more quickly. If you're more comfortable with mental arithmetic, that's fine too. Take a moment now and flip through section 1 to become familiar with the content. The worksheets have the following titles. Find the area of a field. What is the pesticide rate? How much pesticide should you buy? How much area will one spray tank cover? How much pesticide to add to a full tank? How much area in your field is left to spray? How much pesticide is needed for only part of a tank? How much spray mix is needed for only part of a tank? Sample problems, and last but by no means least, the answers. Finding the area of a field in hectares. This section of the videotape will only be useful to those who measure their fields in hectares. If you are more comfortable with acres, skip this section and fast forward to this graphic, finding the area of a field in acres. The first step in determining the total size of the fields you are treating is to measure their length and width. A measuring wheel, such as we have here, is quite useful for this purpose. A quick measurement of this field tells us that it is 300 meters wide by 1,000 meters long. In order to find the area of the field in square meters, we multiply the width by the length. In this case, 300 meters times 1,000 meters which equals 300,000 square meters. In order to find the number of hectares, we have to divide that number by 10,000, which is the number of square meters in 1 hectare. This is what it looks like. Hectares equals the length of the field times the width of the field divided by 10,000 square meters per hectare. Here's how we determine the number of hectares in this field. We know the area of our field, length times width, is 300,000 square meters. That number goes on the top line. We also know that there are 10,000 square meters in a hectare. That number goes on the bottom line. Now all we do is divide 10,000 square meters into 300,000 square meters, and the number we are left with is the answer. This field is a 30-hectare field. Practice this calculation again to see if you come up with the same answer, and then do question B in your workbook from the math sheet entitled Find the Area of a Field in Hectares. Remember, you can check your answers by turning to the answer pages at the end of section 1 of your workbook. Finding the area of a field in acres. The first step in finding out the total size of the fields you are treating is to measure their length and width. A measuring wheel, such as we have here, is quite useful for this purpose. This field is 250 feet wide and 610 feet long. By multiplying the width, 250 feet, by the length, 610 feet, we get the total area of the field, which is 152,500 square feet. In order to find the number of acres, we have to divide that number, 152,500 square feet, by 43,560, which is the number of square feet in 1 acre. This is what it looks like. Acres equals the length of the field times the width of the field divided by 43,560 square feet per acre. We know the area of our field, length times width, is 152,500 square feet. That number goes on the top line. We also know that there are 43,560 square feet in an acre. That number goes on the bottom line. By dividing the top number by the bottom number, we can find out how many acres this field is. This field is 3.5 acres. After stopping the tape, practice this calculation again to see if you come up with the same answer, and then do question B in your workbook on the math worksheet entitled Find the Area of a Field in Acres. Remember, you can check your answers by turning to the answer pages at the end of section 1 of your workbook. What is the pesticide rate? Now that you know the area of the field you are going to treat, it is important to know how much pesticide you should put on the field. Applying too much pesticide is expensive and harmful to the crop. Not applying enough can leave you with poor control. That can also be expensive. Determining the pesticide rate, therefore, is crucial. The pesticide rate is the amount of pesticide you apply over an area of your land. We will also refer to the label rate and the converted label rate. The label rate is the rate that appears on the product label. You would use this rate if you measure your field in hectares. If you measure your field in acres, then you must use a converted label rate, which is the label rate multiplied by 0.4. In Canada, pesticide labels give the rate in liters per hectare, milliliters per hectare, kilograms per hectare, or grams per hectare. If you measure the area of your fields in hectares, you can use the rate shown on the label. The label on this product says that to control quackgrass in soybeans, use post-liquid emulsifiable herbicide at a rate of 4.4 liters per hectare. That's easy. If you measure the area of your fields in acres, you will have to change the label rate from liters per hectare to liters per acre. That also can be easy. To do this, Multiply the rate shown on the label by 0.4. This changes the label rate to the converted label rate using liters per acre. Here's an example. The label rate on this jug is 4.4 liters per hectare. Multiplying 4.4 times 0.4, we get the converted label rate of 1.76 liters per acre. Therefore, if you use this product, you need 4.4 liters per hectare, or, if you're working in acres, 1.76 liters per acre. Remember, if you want to use acres instead of hectares, there is only one mathematical conversion you need to do. Label rate times 0.4 equals the converted label rate. Stop the tape now and practice converting metric pesticide label rates to liters per acre by doing question 2B on the math worksheet entitled, "What is the pesticide rate?"